Shalom. How's everyone doing this Monday evening? For those who don't know me, my name is Mr. Andrew Williams. I'm also known as the Prophet of War. Today, I'd like to make another video to share my testimony of my experiment with my psychic meditation. This is day 2 of my psychic meditation experience. This morning, while I'm meditating, I have noticed, I have noticed my body is changing, especially on the inside. I don't really know how to put it in words or how to describe it. Only thing I can say is that I can feel my muscles and my tissues and ligaments and cartilages and joints, probably my organs are changing. What I mean by that, on a basic level, I could describe it as I do feel my body is getting much stronger and more powerful on the inside. And even externally, I do feel a lot stronger. My body do feel much physically stronger and stuff like that. That's as basic I can make it, to make it very clear, to try to describe the changes that my body's going through internally. But that's not the testimony I want to share. The testimony I actually want to share, while I was meditating this morning, I have noticed that while meditating, my body got extremely hot, like I was sweating. It wasn't a lot of sweat. It was just like, I'm not good at pronouncing words, but perspiring, or my body's getting moist, like it's getting ready to, like balls of sweat was getting ready to come through my pores. That's the best way I can explain it. But my body did get extremely hot this morning. I had to open up my eyes to make sure that my body wasn't actually caught on the fire or burning or like that, stuff like that. Or my bed wasn't caught on fire or burning from some kind of flame. Fortunately, it wasn't. It just felt, only thing I can say, my body just felt extremely hot. My energy, my chi, what we call in the martial art, got extremely powerful, very strong, that I could feel the heat of my chi, or energy. So that's the best way I can explain that. Another thing that did happen, well, before I go into the other thing, I think and believe the reason that my body got extremely hot, because I am born with what people may call psychic abilities or psychic power, be able to start fire with your mind, or pyrokinesis, or how you pronounce that name correctly. But it's not really a psychic ability or psychic power. It's actually a spiritual gift. It has nothing to do with our psychic at all. But it's more a spiritual gift or a spiritual power. But I'm one of the rare individuals that actually born with that gift. So I'm thinking and believing that's why my body got extremely hot this morning, like I was on fire, because that spiritual gift is becoming very strong and very powerful. Now, the other thing I want to speak on, what I also experienced this morning, it did feel like my whole arms, especially my hands, were sharp like a two-edged sword. I mean, like my arms or my hands didn't feel flesh. It felt like sharp like a two-edged sword, sharp like a blade, and extremely sharp. And so I did open my eyes again to make sure I didn't cut the bed or the sheet or stuff like that. That's how sharp my arms or my hand felt this morning while I was practicing my psychic meditation. And there was something, there was something else. It just came back to remembrance. While I was also meditating, from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet, it did feel like my chi or my energy, what some of y'all may call in the bio, in science, how you pronounce that word, the biofield. Because I'm a martial artist, I call it chi or energy. It did feel like my chi or my energy was more solid, was becoming more solid. That's the best way I can explain it. I don't know the proper terminology of these things. I don't know the proper name of these things, but it did feel like my energy or chi was becoming more solid. That's the best way I can say it. And I'm thinking and believing the reason is that because I don't know the name of this psychic ability or the spiritual gift, but able to move things or push things just with the energy alone. I'm not talking about telekinesis, because that's a different psychic ability. But able to move things or push individual just with your energy or chi alone. I think that's why I experienced it this morning. Now I have experienced it before in the past. I remember one time when I was living in Columbia, South Carolina. I was walking by the dinner table. No, not the dinner table, but the dresser in my bedroom, and then the plastic cup that was sitting on the dresser drawer. It just flew off the dresser floor to hit the floor as soon as I passed it. And then that was one of the things that I remember that this meditation took me back to that remembrance that I did experience that before. But that's the best way I can explain. I don't know the name of that spiritual gift or that psychic ability, not like that. So I don't know the terminology. I don't know the proper, excuse me. I don't know the proper terminology or the proper name of that specific spiritual gift. But I did notice those three spiritual events did took place this morning. First, it felt like my body was extremely hot, that it felt like I was actually on fire. So that I started perspiring or started sweating. And then secondly, my arms felt like my arms or my hands felt sharp like a two-edged sword. And basically terminology sharp like a sharp knife. Now I have experienced that a lot in my childhood because when I was in the gifted program, and a lot of other children who was angry and jealous of me and had a lot of racial tension toward me because of the color of my skin and being super highly intelligent and gifted. So when they tried to jump on me, I did cut those children's skin and clothes just with my bare hands or fingers, like it was a sharp knife or dagger. And so, but I did experience that a lot. So this morning, psychic meditation had took me back to those memories of using my psychic abilities and spiritual gift for self-defense and combat, along with my martial arts ability. And just like I just got to mention, I did experience my energy field. It felt like it became very strong and powerful, almost solid, like a ball of wind. Like I was able to push things out of the way just by thinking, just by waving my hands. So that's the best way I can explain it. And like I mentioned before, I don't know the proper terminology of that specific spiritual gift, but I have experienced that along with the other two spiritual gifts. I have experienced that spiritual gift as a little child, and so stuff like that. Well, excuse me, in my teen years, not excuse me, in my young adult years, and so stuff like that. That's what I meant to say, in my young adult years. I don't remember it in my teenage years or in my childhood that that ability. I had that ability at that time. I remember that it started developing in my young adult years. And so when I walked by my dresser drawer, the cup was in the center of the dresser drawer next to my trophies. Then I walked by, it just flew off the dresser drawer and hit the floor and just rolled onto the floor until it came to a complete stop. So that's just that's the psychic experience I want to share for today and my second day of psychic meditation experience. So I appreciate y'all stopping by to watch and to listen. Y'all have a good and blessed day. Shalom.